So yeah, I think I set all the preferences proper. Yeah, we're good. Not gonna lie, the theme in this version is a little rough. But I have a lot of reading to do, so here we go. Okay, that's a little louder than I expected. I'll dial that back just a hair here. Okay. Dial back for me. Once upon a time, there was a really awesome chef. He was going places. He won every TV competition, had too many awards to list. This guy was me. Nah, I'm just kidding. I mean, one day I hope to have my name out there, but I barely gotten started. I'm a student at Paloma College. It's a culinary and business college that lets students get a BA in business at the same time as a culinary certification, which is actually fairly common for a lot of cooking schools because you need to get restaurant management and whatnot. It's a pretty rigorous curriculum, and I have to say I'm kind of nervous about being a student there. The parents insisted that if I want to pursue a culinary career, then I'd have to get work as soon as possible while getting the degree that will let me get a real job when cooking falls apart. Not an impossible program, but there aren't that many school breaks. I'm lucky that there's an opportunity to do this. Most people get a bachelor's and then go to culinary school. I know the restaurant business is hard, but I'll prove to my parents that I can make a living off my dream. To make that happen, I need money. Don't we all? I guess I'll try to use as little of my allowance as possible. Every little bit counts. Gotta get a part-time job, too. I'm also gonna need a plan. Something that'll help me learn how to successfully keep a restaurant going and run one. I don't want something like in Restaurant Impossible. I'm gonna be Restaurant Possible. Also, I need a better restaurant name. I have a job at the school post office, which works out well. The hours are flexible and it's mindless enough that I can think about paper topics and stuff during hours. It's also a great way to meet people. I share shifts with this guy Paul who lived nearby and we became fast friends. Sometimes he drags me to his family's place and away from campus when I need to be distracted. Today is one of those days. How's it going? I look up from the course catalog and grin. Oh hey Paul, not much. Just thinking about the plan again. Paul looks interested and tries to read upside down. Oh, trying to decide which practical skills class to take? I nod. I don't want to sound that goofy, because I think he's a major character in the full. Yeah, but you start thinking about next semester, and then the semester after that, and all of a sudden, it's graduation. Paul grins. Well, not everyone gets to inherit a family business. I glare at him. Thanks for that. I'm just kidding, chill. We haven't even finished our first year. It's just the practical skills class, right? What are we trying to decide between? I take a deep breath for the rant that's building up the whole time. Well, for next year I want to take the introductory management course with practical experience and the head chef planning simulation course, but I don't know which order to take them in. I look around the room for a moment and gather my thoughts. If I'm a chef first, then I'll understand what kind of manager I need as a chef, but I might not learn proper management skills because that restricts freedom as a chef, and I might put the whole chef experience first. Paul looks like he wants to say something, but I keep going before he can interrupt. But if I take the management course first, then I might wind up too conscientious as a chef about all the things that annoyed me when I had to learn how to guide other people. That was Anoxis, thank you for the auto host. I try to finish up my rant quickly before Paul gets any more confused. But I really want to take both courses, and I have to take them anyway, and they're important basics, so I just need to take a deep breath and pick one, but I have no idea which one to pick. I look at Paul expectant. Well? Paul laughs. Man, you're overthinking this too much. I want to point out that maybe he's not thinking about it enough, but I wait for him to finish. Capsicum. Clearly, at least the art was done in Europe, or at least not in America. Capsicums are peppers, you're welcome. Oh, and chilies with two L's. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I didn't realize the dev crew was in the UK. Lettuce. With an A. Okay. Hey, what's up, Axeman? I'm not familiar with the Totally Awesome Hulk, so I couldn't tell you either way. Like, I know the artist does other work, but... Oh, is the Totally Awesome Hulk the new one? The Asian guy? Like the actual comics? Okay. I don't think it's the same artist as that. problem is which class to take first. Take the chef course. You have to take cooking classes anyway, so it'll help you decide what classes to focus on for the scope of your specialty. Paul notices how skeptical I am of such an easily made opinion, and explains what he means. Management is important, but most people take it as juniors or seniors anyway, to put it off, so you'll still be ahead of the game if you take it second semester. Oh, that makes a lot of sense, thanks. No problem. Now, I brought you to my family shop for free manual labor. I don't see you working. Dad better not catch us slacking off. Paul groans. Geez, we move enough packages with our work at the post office as it is. I feel like we shouldn't have to move crates of vegetables in our free time, too. Yeah, okay, the Cho rang a bell. Thank you. I have a lot of stuff on my mind. What should I do? Ask Paul about his classes. But what are you taking next term? Well, I still have those requirements that I'm trying to get rid of, so I'm taking Spanish and Intro Art History. There's also an ingredient seminar that I'm trying to woo the professor into letting me into. You can't wait? It's not offered every year, so I can't risk it. I don't pay you guys just to stand around talking. Socialize in your free time. You don't pay us at all. This is our free time. If I need you, you don't get free time. I laugh. The rest of the visit stays in awkward silence. Yeah, there's a lot of time fast forwarding too. That's what's behind the thing now. Well, you're not missing that much. It is now August 17th. Monday. I rushed into the room almost late for the first day of class. It's not my fault. The classrooms are far apart, and I haven't planned the best route between them yet. Hope I'm not late to my classes every semester. Glad in my seat, and the professor smiles at me before looking up to address the class. Looks like Jim Sterling. I probably made that comment when I first played this. Good morning, I'm Professor Silver. Okay, today is the first day of TRN 231. In this class, you will learn everything you need to know to be a head chef or a sous chef. Is everyone in the right class? Few people do something that sounds like shifting through the schedules. Anyone? It's okay. I know how the first days of classes go. Someone raises her hand and awkwardly leaves the room. Anyone else? Okay then. As I said before, I'm Professor John Silver. Before I ask, I'm well aware of the long nature of my name, but I've never been one for processed seafood, nor do I like pirates. He grins. We groan. Anyways, I cook and I will help you guys to cook. I already posted the syllabus on the website, but I brought hard copies for everyone too. After that, it's standard procedure. He explains what assignments we have, what we're graded on, and how we're graded. Now remember, how I said that you'll get to be a sous chef and a head chef in a restaurant? That's because you're all going to have partners. My classmates sit a little straighter in the seats. It's obvious that they're trying to get to pick who they work with. It might not be the fairest way of doing things, but I like to keep it simple, so you get to work with whoever is sharing a kitchen mini unit with you. Before anyone can say anything, he gives the class a sharp look. It's not always a benefit to be partnered up with a friend, so keep that in mind if you want to complain. I'll give you guys a few minutes to get to know your fellow chef for the next semester. For the first time, I noticed there's someone next to me. She's really cute. She has short, around shoulder length, light brown hair, and clear hazel eyes. And she blinks. So I guess we're partners, huh? Oh, hi there. I guess so, How did it remember? Okay. I'm not Chris Carlson. Go bun. It's not really a secret that my first name is Chris, so whatever. Chris Bud.
Nice to meet you, Chris.
She holds out her hand and I shake it.
I'm Emily. What year are you? I'm a sophomore.
Me too. Funny that I thought this class was mostly upperclassmen.
I thought that too. You were the only two sophomores here, or were you just really lucky?
Be optimistic. Great luck. At this rate, let's try to do better than the upperclassmen and show them who's the best. What did I just say? I'm a moron. Emily giggles.
You're cute. Yeah, why not? We're obviously the smartest by taking the class as sophomores.
I nod eagerly. Damn straight.
Emily smiles and stares at me for a moment. You look familiar, actually. Do you work in the campus center?
In the post office, actually. I've probably given you packages. You want this package? Sorry. Not sorry.
That's probably it. I work in the library, so maybe I've seen you there too?
My face reddens. Maybe, but I haven't read all that much since starting college. Classes and work take up too much time.
That's a shame.
Turns away and gives me a sly smile and let me know that she's just teasing me.
Everyone introduced? Great. Now for the rest of the class,
I want you two to decide a specialty for your restaurant's menu.
Doesn't have to match your planned specialty, so there's no need to kill anyone over it.
But, you know, if there's a few murders, go for it. We got mops. You can leave early, and if you and your partner decide before class ends. We both pick up our pens and take notes on a discussion.
That should be easy. Do you have a specialty in mind?
Personally, no, not yet. But for this class, I was thinking the Southern Comfort theme. Being written about a lot, and it's about as simple as Italian, so it's a good choice to make up for a lack of recipes.
Tell it, not that simple, dude. Neither is Southern. It's more than butter and mayo. And chicken.
I'm pretty glad I thought about this in advance. Emily looks unimpressed.
That's interesting, but boring.
Yep, I wince.
I think we shouldn't have to do a specialty. We should let the ingredients do the talking. You know, like by having a menu that changes daily. It's very avant-garde.
That is a huge pain in the ass. Emily smiles at me in encouragement. Well, people like to return to restaurants because it's familiar and they have a favorite dish and stuff. If you want to have a mix of styles, wouldn't it just be easier to specialize in fusion style? After I reply, Emily frowns a little.
It's still way too constricting. I mean, what if today we go to our distributors and they have some amazingly beautiful looking yu choy?
That's a vegetable. He places a hand on her hip and looks me directly in the eyes.
We get instant greenery for some awesome Chinese food, of course.
I half nod because that makes sense, but I'm not sure if I'm going to agree with everything else she says.
But then 2 weeks later, I stop by the Mexican grocery and become desperate to cook some plantains and ancho chilies. Doesn't matter what was on my menu those 2 weeks ago, because now I want to make something completely different.
While I understand what she's saying, I don't agree. But that kind of style is really hard to establish. It looks like she's on the verge of yelling at me. I can tell she's very passionate about the subject.
And it's the management's job to make sure that there are customers. We just make food.
Try not to sigh, because she's not wrong, but the food we pick matters, doesn't it? I look around the room and it feels like everyone is arguing with their partner. No wonder why the professor assigned the whole period to deciding. We argue about it until the end of class, but Emily finally concedes to a fusion motif. It is now August 28th, Friday afternoon. While the first meeting did go all that well, we don't fight much and the project is going well. It probably helped that she had to be sous chef first after losing a coin flip. Let us get our menu established. I'm not sure what she's going to do when it's time to trade places.
We have a menu with a page that changes weekly, but I still don't get what does and doesn't count as fusion.
I try my best to explain without sounding overbearing. It's really not always that clear. It's just pulling stuff out of your ass. Kind of like anything goes as long as there's soy sauce or oyster sauce, but I feel we can get more specific than that. Our main menu is pretty cohesive, but we're expressing our creativity in the changing page.
Yeah, but can the page just be cohesive with itself?
Would that feel like two different menus just put together? Emily throws her hands up in the air.
I can't talk about food anymore. I'm too hungry. Want to grab some dinner and discuss it after I have something in my stomach?
I look for my cell phone to check the time. What time is it? I had plans with friends. Emily looks at her watch.
Oh, then I guess we need to schedule some other time to meet.
He looks a little flustered. Just shot her down, dude. Oh, that's cool. You can join us. We chip in, order pizza, watch a movie. Emily stops looking nervous and looks at me incredulously.
Isn't the delivery pizza around here terrible?
I nod. Yep, that's why we complain about the food and watch bad movies that we get to complain about the whole way through. I'm sure we can talk about our project, too. Emily smiles for the first time since we started discussing the menu.
That sounds fun. Okay, I'm in.
We walk to my dorm and we bump into Paul, paying the pizza guy. You just made it, bro. Who's this? He tries to gesture towards her, but the pizza is all start wobbling. I quickly point at Emily before grabbing half the pile. You know, my lab partner Emily. I thought she could join us tonight. We walk around the TV room we reserved. They reserved a room. I don't know how this campus works. Sorry. Sure, I got a coupon last time, so we got 2 extra larges and a medium, and Lisa will kill me if I eat more than I usually do. Emily holds the door open for us.
Hi.
I look around the room to see who she's talking to. Right in front of her is Lisa, a tall blind girl with rimless glasses. Lisa looks a little mad. Oops, we are later than usual.
Finally, what took you so long?
Paul ignores her frustration and laughs. But what a change. The bastards are getting $1 more for their inferior food. Lisa rolls her eyes. She looks at me and waves before noticing Emily.
So, introduce me.
That's Chris's partner, his restaurant setup lab.
Emily.
Oh yeah, this is Paul. He's my roommate and fellow postal worker. And this is his girlfriend, Lisa.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too.
So what's the movie this time? It's Lisa's turn to pick, and she grabbed a romantic comedy. I'm gonna joke. I moan excessively. Oh no, and you insult my taste. Paul laughs, but Lisa's unimpressed.
Hey, it's better than those dumb, pointless action films with all those explosions.
I don't think so. Paul looks playful, and I realize that my attempt at being funny means I'll be forced to watch Paul and Lisa flirt again. Thankfully, Emily decides to make a comment.
I like romantic comedies.
Paul fake gasps and clutches his chest. Another unrealistic romantic in my very presence. Emily holds up her arms in defense.
What? I think it's sweet to see a story when everything can go wrong, but works out in the end. It never gets so sad that I want to cry. The humor is always just right.
She smiles, and I think this is a chance to add my own 2 cents. More like weird. Life isn't really all that funny when guys and girls are making fools of themselves. Kinda sucks being the one to misunderstand things. Paul nods, and Lisa ignores me.
I know, right? They're like modern-day fairy tales, and everyone always gets to live happily ever after, and the guy's always a Prince Charming, and you blink a little too much. It's a little off-putting. Don't you just want to be swept off your feet like them?
Emily looks thoughtful.
I don't know about that. I don't think we need to have a guy who's as perfect as Prince Charming. I mean, romantic comedies are fun, but they're not realistic. I wouldn't set my heart on something like that happening to me. Lisa leans towards Emily and just manages to stop herself from grabbing and shaking her. What? But it's every girl's dream. That's why they make movies about it. I prefer the movies where guys and girls are both imperfect and have to stumble along till they find something that works. Perfection is overrated.
Lisa gasps and starts explaining why the only true romance is the one where the guy is perfect or popular, but falls for the outcast or something. Paul and I lose track pretty quickly. He winds up grudgingly setting up the movie and passes out plates for the pizza. Once his thought's up, Lisa leaves Emily alone to comment on every line of the movie and playfully bicker with Paul.